I mean, I'd paint a bowl of fruit. Hi everyone, I'm Jacob. I'm the CowHatLibrarian, and this was a fun one. It is Still Life by Alex Linden and Paul O. Zelinsky. As the story starts, an artist describes a painting. It's a still life. They're objects. Nothing's moving here. And continues to say that it might have this and that, but things just stay where they are. And there aren't any knights or dragons or anything. And even if there were there, they would just stay still and wouldn't do anything. And the story continues in this vein, where he keeps narrating that you don't follow clues in a still life. Things are just what they are. What you see is what you get. And it turns into this small adventure of a princess and a knight and a dragon, and all this stuff happening on the backdrop of that still life painting, while the narrating artist blabbers on and on about it, and that a still life painting is quiet while the dragon and knight and princess are yammering at each other, and ends by talking about how this is a still life painting. You won't see any movement, you won't see anything ever. And the dragon sneezes and makes everything topple over in the painting, even though it's ostensibly a still life painting. This was a lot of fun. The contrast between the artist's just insistence that this is a still life painting and nothing matters, as attentive readers can gradually see changes happening and more interesting things in the painting, while he's babbling on and on and on. The storyline of the knight and dragon and princess seems like it'll be a stereotypical story. The knight saves the princess from the dragon, they live happily ever after, until the script is actually flipped, and the princess heads off to rescue the dragon, because that knight was chasing that poor dragon for days, and the princess invites the dragon to rest in her painting. It was a really, really fun turnaround. So you have this fun story that subverts expectations inside this overarching narrative of the artist talking about the painting being a still life and nothing happening, and running contrary to that. It's just a big pile of contradictions, and it's a lot of fun as a result. Now, the art style is interesting because on one hand, it's detailed drawings of that still life painting with texture to spare, and making it look like an oil painting would look up close, where you can still see the texture of the canvas through the paint itself. But then just these very, very simple drawings of the knight and dragon and princess, and the scraggly-haired artist in big, broad strokes. The contrasting art styles are, again, a lot of fun. And the text it's not really the emphasis of this, but it's well done, and it's written in a way that you can imagine the clipped, precise tones of the artist, speaking about how this is a still life painting, and there's no motion there. The shadows are still, the lights do not flicker. There may be a needle and thread, but no one is pulling them. They're not falling on the ground, because this painting is a still life painting. And you can hear that tone just through the words through the book. It's very, very effective. And I had a lot of fun with this. Now, with that said, it wasn't perfect. I do have to talk about the deal breaker. So here's the deal breaker. I love the art style. I like the text. It's a lot of fun. because the illustrations get kind of busy. This book might not be well served for a group storytime setting. It worked well enough for me to read to my two daughters where they could both get in close and I could point out details in the drawings and they could see them themselves. But if you were to read this in a group of, 15 to 20 plus children and who are spread out on the floor at story time or in a classroom, and you're having to pan the book around to make sure that they can each see the picture briefly, they won't have time to notice the details. They won't have time to appreciate the contradictions between what's happening in the illustration and the artist's claims. So for that reason, I love this, I like it, I recommend it. But I recommend it for small group reading, reading with a child, reading with, a small group of 2 or 3 children where they can sit up nice and close, but not for big story times. It's not well suited for that purpose, in my opinion. Still, I recommend it. Go borrow it from your public library. While I'm on that note, if you use and appreciate the services offered by your public library, why not take just 1 minute and tell the powers that be exactly that? Tell your mayor, tell a council member, tell your MP or MLA that you use and appreciate the services offered by your public library. We're at a time where some public libraries are having trouble finding sustainable funding to continue improving the materials, programs, and services they offer, and a few good words in the writers might make a world of difference. If by some chance you're a library staff member, don't forget, watching my videos counts as professional development time. With that, thanks for letting me point out how unstill this book is on the inside. By all means, please like, please subscribe, and please check back to see what else I have to talk about from the CowHat Library. Thank you. Bye now.